Gebale would say, you guys, you always thrive as Zimbabweans anyway. In the
Like,
world.
you know.
You're just speaking about Marshall Mulet.
Obvious.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's one of them. Yeah, one of the amazing milk feeders. Let's now. Well, shy, but. Let's
Hey, do you know the weirdest thing is, I just recalled back in high school, there's this teacher that, I don't know if it's a age, I think book chemistry or physics or whatever, but he always said Zimbabweans are very smart and they are learned.
I agree.
And what he would say is, you see, Simelane, us in Zimbabwe, if you throw a rock in the air, it will fall on a doctor, a physician, a surgeon, and an engineer. Us in Zimbabwe are very smart. Here in Swaziland, you throw a rock in the air, it falls on a policeman, a teacher, a moreri. So
No, Nyagus.
so you're also beaming with pride and happy that Marshall Munetsi just scored a crack off a goal and is doing very well in Europe.
Yeah, true, man.
Yeah. Eliwazawaza lelingaphela umoya niyabona mose all maroon and white. That's how we played from the weekend. Of course, we lost to Monelli Pirates, but you know what, it's first game of the season. The boys were definitely showing a whole lot of intention, and we know that we're going to come back this season again. Good umumvlo does relegator nasengandolo asibuyele. It's your boy Mfundo Smelana aka Ndwashomengulu on the bench talk. And I have a very incredible somebody today, a man who has really traveled the world and has definitely put a whole lot of talents on the SQ or top level. This man has done it all. He's been behind the mic. There's a couple of Kwaito songs he has. This man has also choreographed a whole lot of talents and plays. This man has acted. This man had dreadlocks before. Now he has no dreadlocks. I don't know if he still has long hair or no long hair. But look, ladies and gentlemen, meet the multi-talented Larry Mhlanga.
Man.
Yeah, man.
You're good, man.
Too much.
No, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here,
Yeah.
Finally.
Larry, you have so many stories.
For me, I knew you have stories.
Yeah, you've got stories for days. Look, here we try to document, we're trying to create a memorabilia or maybe a gallery of some sort whereby we capture data. 5-10 years from now, people, when they plug and play on their YouTube, they'll get to see and meet Larry Mhlanga, the incredible man that he has been. And I know you've nurtured a whole lot of talents. I know you come from Ekaya, Zimbabwe. But please tell me about that journey briefly, just so we get into our nice stories.
Originally I'm from Zimbabwe, Gabulawayo. Ngilindebele.
Yeah.
Ngilindebele.
Ayisho njalo.
No, ilindebele ngisuka kaLobhengula, so engihlala khona nakuthiwa kuseLobhengula. So ilindebele uLobhengula kaMzilikazi kaMashobane. So mawubuka le history yethu like umhlanga nje then gogo wami wakaMagagula uSwati and baba wakaMhlanga gogo ozala umama. So vele ngilindebele and then ngikhule in a family of 6, firstborn. So but sikhule kahle, like we had quite a good life growing up. We were exposed and in a intact family, Yeah.
What was life like, Larry? You're the firstborn, and I'm imagining there's a whole lot of things that are going on in Zimbabwe at that time, and then there's you who's like, of course there's that exposure you're speaking about, but iqhamuka? Is it because you had TV, you had radio? Or Goko bekati sebenzela kahle bana mkhulu?
Yeah, no.
Just boy wena kahle kahle.
No, not really. Okay, so lokhona ndosh, like when I grew up, you know, in my teens, we like education in Zim something logo, like you have to go to school. You know, you study, go to high school, to university. You know, and then you decide, you choose your path. Okay, this one I want to do. And things changed when I was already in Swaziland. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that thing missed you.
It missed me. You know. So even now, when I visit home, the things are not bad as people say. You know. Yeah. You find everything. The economy and. In Zim, we are using US dollars. So if you have rands or Malangeni, you're struggling, you know, you're struggling, yeah. So I'm
Brad, if there's always going to be one thing that will happen anyway, Zimbabweans will throw a jab. Any other time, they'll definitely throw a jab. So you're doing high school straight into higher level, or where does the art bug bite? Like when do you realize that, you know what, I think I was born for art?
Okay, so besides doing drama as an extra curriculum activity in school, we created a group, you know. So there was a culture, my arts group. So we created a group, a dance group. So we started dancing as Mama Jaivan, like your cyborg girls. Yeah. So we started that.
You were cyborg men.
Yeah. No, so our group was called Skelem, you know. So so we started doing dance. We're dancing and singing. Yeah. So by that time, we did music videos. We performed alongside Trompies, Boma Kendlas, you know, Bomshaka. That's where nothing is cut less we see hit, you know. So we recorded quite a number of songs. Then I went to Europe to further my studies, where I had an opportunity to do dramatic arts. You know, so Lapo, I was doing where I did performing arts, which is drama, dance, storytelling, poetry. You know, like performance, presentation. So I did that, and so now it was talent and education coming together through a community program. As Savuka community arts, you know. So local find was Pilanje. So where we such as an environment where we're practicing performing arts until we had to get some training now to understand it professionally, you know.
Larry, you know, I like how you're bringing in the art and how you mixed education with the talent, because we have so many talented individuals in the kingdom, and I've always thoroughly said, you need to have skill, and then you need to have talent.
Exactly.
But now talent is something that you're born with, right?
Exactly.
But skill is something that you learn at school. Classic case or example could perfectly be Ronaldo, you know. Born with the talent, of course. With each passing day, he has had to nurture the talent by making sure that he improves the skill.
Exactly.
As a country, I'm sorry to put you in this now. As a country, where do you think the baton has fallen off? Because I see a great transition between high school to, let's just say, Form 5 at the very least. And then just after Form 5, we don't see any of that talent. You're speaking of Europe. The only time I've heard of artists, choreography, actors moved from Eswatini to Europe was because of you. So I'm not saying point fingers at maybe more arts and culture or whosoever else is involved. Like, where do you think we get it all wrong as a country? Because I think we do have some of the finest actors, of which I believe we can export. Until recently, we had people on Shaka Ilembe. There's something else as well in South Africa. Isita, yabo. But that's just it. We also were getting minute roles. So sisala apitine as a country. Like, I know you guys are already using dollars, but
yeah.
Where are we as a country? What can we do?
No, I think first we need to understand what this is an individual profession. You need to decide when, as an individual, what you want to do, you know. But now locally people are performing arts on part-time basis.
Okay.
And you need to decide if you're going in, you go in.
Action potential.
Exactly. So if you're doing part-time, really you won't succeed, you know. It goes again even with our sports, you know. So in everything, this is how it works, you know. If you give out, the universe will give in, you know. But now locally people don't commit
as
much, you know. So we have a dependence syndrome, whereby we expect someone, and then we believe, like you spoke of arts and culture. Many people believe arts and culture. It is arts and culture's role to give artists money. It's not like that. Yeah, bon. Mandate arts and culture is to identify, support where they can, look at the policies, support. So they are a government wing. Yeah. They represent government, you know. But now it's in National, but no, arts and culture should just imagine how many artists la khona la kangwane. So babe ngathi sebeqala ukusupporta, uyabona. But now as you said, you saw Pele going overseas, me taking local dancers to Europe. It was an individual, get any money from anyone local, but there is always money somewhere, Ndosh, sitting, waiting for Swazis. You understand? So local artists lack exposure. As in Kuruma now, there is a call for funding which closed 3 or 4 days back. And if you follow up, very few local artists know about it. They don't know. So as much as you are talented, talent alone is never enough. Talent alone is never enough. When you decide to get into a field, you need to dig deep about it, understand opportunities. You know, if you want your son to be a soccer player, you research. There are academies all over the world. You send a profile, send their images. You know, they will get scholarships. You know, you see, now in Europe, there are lots of young Zimbabwean players coming up. Boy, Nyoni. So, like that boy, you know, is a Zimbabwean boy. But now, it's the road. The family decided, but you know, our son, this is the focus where we are born. Exactly.
I get it because I don't think that maybe they can be, because when you try to look into it, but Spain, Barcelona, before he was even a teenager. I think Iniesta as well, Ronaldo as well. Like,
you risk, Ndosh. I mean, what I can tell you, man, we need to take a risk. If we don't take a risk, then, you know, so lots of artists, I know, they might take an offense, but I'm telling you, people are relaxed. You know, they don't take risk. No one can pack their bags and go and live in Mozambique. I packed my bags, came to Swaziland with a small bag, but now when I'm going back, there has to be a meeting. Back manager, okay, now how do you transfer your assets now? I can't just go back home. But we need to sit down and say, okay, now before I go, I need to conclude a certain project. You know, before we go back, I need to look into it, okay, what should I do, because there's something hanging. But now we are comfortable locally. The locals are comfortable. There is talent. It's all about, I mina ngiyashaya, mina ubani hey abani uyashaya. That's what we say.
Yeah.
We say, hey, ndosho uyashaya baba, yeah. Sesiqedile. Yabo kuyabuyela omnye ndosho again next year. Hey, lamalanga kunabani, hey uyashisa baba. Uyashisa, and then you get from ukuthi hayi ubani blind utholeni.
I feel like you're speaking to me when I Larry.
Yeah.
And I get it as well, because I feel like there's been a time whereby there was lack of commitment. And of course, maybe it's because the ceiling might just be too low, or better yet, there isn't, I wouldn't say comfortable, but there isn't any other human that can literally, let's just say, model. Yeah, but let's pick soccer.
Yes.
There's Dennis Yuki Massin, who went as far as Europe. So for the last 10 years after he retired, there hasn't been a player that has gone way beyond Africa. Yeah, but the furthest, I think, is in DRC right now.
Yes.
Yeah, but,
Do you know why? Because they sit and wait.
Yeah.
You know, they sit and wait. And I'm not sure with local football, but I don't think they are personal managers.
Yeah.
Because a young artist, a young performer, a young footballer, you need to have your manager.
Yeah.
There's someone who will work on your vision to say, where are we going in the next 10 years?
Yeah.
You know, where are we going in the next 10 years? Because if you're a soccer player, locally we have sports commentators, the critics, people who follow.
Yeah.
These people, they know about soccer. You can approach and say, "Bruh, I need direction."
Yeah.
Or my son needs direction. Or my brother needs direction. How can we move? They say, no, let's talk to friends. They'll sit down and, if you go online, look for under 18 trials or under 12 trials. You get that, you send your profile for your son. They'll call your son for profile for Leeds. Leeds have a powerful academy. You can get in with Leeds because it's an open call. They call, you go there and play. If you are talented, you go to the next level. It's like in the creative space. But local, they sit, they record, but they stropile. Utropile, and then what? Utropelen. You understand? There should be a reason. And then also, there is money for creating. Money for creation is always available. And there are few individuals here, they are chowing that money for the donors. And the locals don't see.
I can see the guys.
You can see the guys.
I can see those
guys.
They are
chowing quietly. And today I will talk about it. Please ask me. I'll talk about it because, all those, people, like I said, people are comfortable.
Yeah.
You create a music video, but there is a budget sitting somewhere for you to create works. Like I'm saying, there was a call which closed recently. They were looking for untapped or rural performers. So Tatu Koko, Odlaluma Koyane, Umfage Studio, Naziawa, they produce something. There's a budget up to 100K to cover that.
Euros. Is it 100? Well, that's what happens.
That's what happens. But now, my response on your question, you would see people should research about their craft. If you just say, no, I'm a producer. There are residence programs where producers are invited. You go to Europe, they give you space to produce your content. They pay you, they give you per diems. You produce. But now when you find a one-room studio, you uphume udrope so uphelile kusasa futhi udrope lenye uqhube udrope ukhona omnye ngithumela le music they send me every week. They are dropping every week, but who's paying for that? Who's paying for that? There's money seated somewhere. There's money for empowering young people ihleti nje man. You know, as long as you are between 18 and 35, there is money.
Eish.
Go online, look for the money.
I was about to say we claim ground, but it's over 35 now.
Yeah, but they honestly, there is money available for young people
Yeah.
to further their studies. There is money available. You know, their favorites.
Where's this port that you said?
No, you go
Port
online.
where you said these guys are chowing nice. Where's the port?
No, these guys, they apply. You know, they apply for funds, and there are always one or two companies local, you know, which apply for that fund, and they get the money. So no one is applying. There were very few, but now people should look for money. Money is there. You know, there's no money in Swaziland. There's no money from arts and culture. That is money for you to maybe book a venue or.
But is there a specific site? Is there a specific site that they need to go to, or they just need to speak to Chat GPI because Chat?
Exactly, yeah. So there you get more options. You get more options because there are websites. You know, is to say maybe looking for funding for production. Yeah. Well, then things will just show up.
Guys,
Website.
Larry is not only just Larry. Larry is also a mastermind. And so he's not dropping the names of the guys that are chowing nicely, but he's giving us what we need to do. Because there's also this other thing whereby I genuinely believe we're not really capturing footage of what we do on a daily basis and our performances, managing work. But I always put that on, what's this thing called, man? And I was saying it called, but I'll come back to it. There's this thing where we would say maybe there's no much material. Like, we're not collaborating as much as we have to. Like,
no, we do, but we don't document. Well, look at the work, like you are saying, because you document, you put it on YouTube. It's not about numbers. Because when you apply for funding or you want someone. So you need to meet a line, look for a play I did in 1998, a theatre play.
You find it?
Yeah, Independence Day. It's called Independence Day. It's one of the theatre plays, you know, so it's a well-known, he's a Norwegian playwright. You know, it's an adaptation of a theatre play like Waiting for Godot, Akona lap. You find something. So you go online, you find something I've done. So when I look for funding, it's a reference point. So even like, for example, a quick one with Pele Pele. We went to a theatre club. We did a full show, 1 hour, 30 minutes full show. People were coming in free. We didn't make money. But I wanted that video to be online.
Yeah, I remember that video.
So we did the show. We uploaded the video. We got the pictures. And when I said I have a production, they said, I gave them a link. You know, from that it was easy for me. When they saw a group of about 30 performers on stage, like, no, you want to bring all of them? I'm like, yeah, bo. So then, while we're in Europe, if you look at my team, I had Sluane, Ngamiso, Sluane, Nabokoko, Hembe, Temba, you know. So I had Temba and Ngamiso as part of the team. Ngamiso can't dance. We know, but it was part of Pele Pele because I needed him to be the road manager. I was managing the guys when in Europe. Every day I will wake up. First thing, when we reached maybe France, I'll look for a place where there is internet. I'll look for a password, log in, look for the next festival. When say, okay, guys, we are done in Spain. Guys, I send them, guys, currently we are in Europe. Now we started getting gigs because when
the main gig that you invited.
Exactly, you know, we started getting gigs. We started making new relationships, networking, and when we came back, we went to Dubai. You know, we came back from Europe around October, November. Then We went for
2 months in Europe.
Yeah, and then we came back. It was first year, it was 3 months. So when we came back, we went to Dubai in January, you know. So, and then January, February, March, April again went to Europe. Now in a different tour now, you know. After Europe, we came back again. We did, I think we did Nigeria with you. You know?
Nigeria.
That was one of.
Yeah, we did Nigeria with you.
Yeah.
But what happens when you Europe vibes, lights? What I'm thinking when I get to Europe is I need to, you know, take pictures, the vibes, and like, how do you get to? Okay, let me look for more business here, because I think I was in Cape Town a couple of weeks ago, and I only checked out one comedy club, just one, and after that I was like, I'm done. I didn't have the okay. Let's look for more business. In my head, I wanted to, but I didn't like go out ham and say, okay, I'm looking for more business here.
Yeah, you know, one of those, I think that's one of my strengths, you know, creating opportunities. Seeing, I can see an opportunity.
You can.
I easily see an opportunity and go for it, you know. So I've tried so many things. I've tried and failed so many times than what people see, you know. So even if I see the entities I've registered as businesses, as companies, I think a list of over 20 companies which I've registered, which are not known, you know. Some of them failed. I will go and deregister, you know. So recently I was checking my logos for my projects, you know. I'm like, guys, I own over 20 properties in the entertainment business, you know. So I see opportunities, you know. So let's say if you say, Larry, come to Bushfire. Before I go to Bushfire, I need to go online and check who is going to be there. We network. You know, one of our photographers, we met at Bushfire first year. You know, every year we look for Pele Pele, we look for me, even now. You know, take pictures. So, you know, we create relationships, you know, we network. So it's one thing we lack, you know, if you take some other artists for a tour, they don't look ahead because it's already in the bag. Why should I worry? It's in the bag now. It's done. Let's look for more. So we don't have to relax and say, no, near Europe, manje.
Vibes. France. Bonjour, merci.
Exactly.
Oui.
So you get there, have fun, but work. What's next? You know, because you want to go there and come back and so pelil. So what's next?
But now, when they get to Europe, are they performing stage after stage? Are you traveling? Like, what are you doing? Also, how is the remuneration up there?
Yeah. So in Europe, the setup is clear. They recognize the directors. They recognize the structures. They share the invite. So the invite for you to get a visa, your invitation states clearly how much will each person be paid. That's why we never had that's why we never had issues with Pele Pele going to Europe. Because we put our cards on the table. Guys, so I think it's one thing which have kept me going. I put my cards on the table and say, we are performing for this much. Me, as a director, as a founder, as the owner of the business, as the brand, actually, so as the performer. So my lady, now we say, okay, no, from this much, this is how much percentage you will get. So we discussed that before we even you even start rehearsing, so that we agree from the onset. So for all our tours, we've been doing that, saying, guys, this is how much we are getting paid, and if you're fine, let's work. If you're not happy, as far as visa. So if you are happy, it's fine. Also, I've never had a contract. I've worked with guys from Pele Pele for over 10 years. We never had a contract because our cards have always been open. You know, it's advisable to have contracts, but I didn't have a contract with the boys. You know, I never had a contract with you. Never had a contract with Mdura, with A to Z, with the people I work with. You know, because for me, it has always been creating opportunities for the talents, which is part of my plan and vision. You know, but for my personal businesses, I don't do work without a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
And for me, I you know. No. I just wanted to say, for me, I would say, I really wish you would be as aggressive as the last 4-5 years. We met each other when I was auditioning for LOL, right? So I was about to Gucci Galapa because I saw Kian, and at that time Kian was all over the newspapers. Yeah, I knew Kian was all over the newspaper.
Yeah.
And then I asked you, manje sekulandzela mina. You said, yeah, sesiyacedza sigcina ngawe. Angithi wena umfana wamandini. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, yalandzela. And I was like, hey, I think I need to go and pee. I wanted to go and pee. But at the same time, pee, I was not going to come back. I was not going to come back. And then you say, no, I was like, and I had to wait for 5 more minutes. I get in, I do my thing, and you're like, I know, sharp. And then you say, no, Mfana, you need to keep it up. I think we need more talents like you. I had never heard those words before. Mina and JV, I was always messing up. So now we get into that. And then somehow you are in the thick of things and managing Dura. And you've handpicked the talent once again amongst the Pele Pele talents.
Yes.
How is that, how do you have this knack of always discovering and finding the next big thing? Because it's not only Mdura, we still have Smalls as well in line. You changed the name from Spin Choncho to Smalls. We also have A to Z in line. At some point in time we had Hala Radio, you know.
Yes.
So how do you always maintain and are consistent in talent finding?
No, I think it's a gift, you know, it's a gift from God, and, you know, which I'm humbled, you know, because I don't work with everyone. So before I work with you,
double check.
Something happens, you know? Something happens. Not really, you know, but I've had that grace, you know, and also I attract people with positive energy, you know. I attract people, humble people like yourself, you know. So I'm lucky, you know. I think it's luck, grace, and gift from God, you know. Right,
So I had to say, well, on set, that when you said we were going to Nigeria, it was basically like the first time I was ever on a plane. First time I was first flight ever. I'm going to Nigeria, and Gyalungiswa, go, and then we leave. So first stop was Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, yes.
And then we fly to Abuja. So we get to Abuja. See them a visa, so See just don't get my visa. So Larry takes our passports, disappears for an hour, and comes back. Ndosh. So in less than an hour, sonke bese sinema visa. Indiza yahamba manje man. Larry Nigeria when the plan.
Plan mele ivuke, you know. Plan mele ivuke anyway. Anyway in the world, you know. I think it's the same thing. I remember when we were in Europe, lakho nje besukune delay yabo.
Yeah.
So I had to call my boys. I think we were in Belgium.
Yeah.
So I had to call one of my oldest guys I was acting with, you know. He lives in Belgium. Yeah. So like, no, I'll come through. So he came through for us, and the team was like, hi, yeah. So I've tried to create relationships and networks. So even today, I can jump into SABC, like ngene ngena ngayo ka Swazi TV, ngena ngayo ka IBIS, you know.
Yeah.
Even I go to Mozambique, you know, someone all over the world, you know. So
it's very, very important.
Yeah, it's very, yes, you know, keep those relationships, you know. You don't lose anything by waking up and saying hi to someone who last saw 20 years ago. You know, hey, how, I'm just checking on you, you're fine, yes, you know. Help where you can, you know. Yeah.
And then the events, because now you only do commissioned work.
Yeah.
And then the events, what made you tap out of organizing events?
Okay. Yeah. No. I think the situation. So before COVID, I was fine with doing events, you know.
Yeah.
But when COVID happened, things changed, you know. Yeah. Well, it changed, and during COVID, there was a lot happening. There were online events, and also we had set up Hala Radio, and so my thinking, the vision changed, you know. So we changed forever in that space, in the sense we did our research and discovered that events are no longer the same as they used to be before COVID. Yeah. What used to work before COVID no longer works the way it used to be. Remember, during COVID, we stayed for over some time, a year or two, not going out. So so now you come and you want us to go out again. We are used to staying in the house. We are no longer fighting with our people. So let's try it. Now you can stay with your kids the whole day. It's fine. Because before it was work, weekends, you are out, so, but now we have the whole day, you are there, you see. So things changed, and I looked at the environment. I was like, no, I want to grow. I can only grow by changing the way of doing things, you know, because if you do the things the same way, you get the same results. You know, do the same thing, you get the same results. Like, okay, now I'm no longer doing events. I had to change the systems of working with the talents. I resigned as Bele director, appointed Paul, changed the arrangement with Mdura, because Mdura now is the funny business as a company, so we became partners. So now we're working on a different setup. Melusi and A to Z, we changed the systems. You know, so even with the Hala Radio, we had to go on automation. You know, so there's a lot which happened, you know, due to COVID. We couldn't keep up, you know. So like, okay, now with events, we are only focusing on commissioned work, you know. We look for funding, we get funding, we do the event. When there's no money, there's no event. Someone should pay for it. We have an event, someone should pay for lighting. Someone should pay for sound. Someone should pay artists. You know, we can't rely on get-takings. Because, yabona ukubala endoshe ngibaleka kakhulu abantu mina. Ngibabala so baku audience ngibabala so. Theater club ubala abantu uyele backstage utasidileni kancane ukudlala. Yabona, you understand? So I've been there, I've done it. You know,
but are we ever going, like, are you saying there's a huge slump in attendance in as far as events are concerned?
But the economy say gabi now. You should see we have events. You know, I think offline we're discussing with the number of events happening in a month. So there were over 10 or 15 events. So we have the same audience. Let's now events in every event. So we have to
with one pay.
With salary. One pay. Salary. Salary, you know. So now I have one salary, I need to pay rent, fees, none. So, you understand?
Farmers market,
Yabo,
festival.
exactly, you
Yeah.
understand? So it's a lot for those who went to space. Remember, COVID, yakata the people who have been going out. So what do I look like? Now they are used to, also there's drink and driving. What Shaila Gabi, Manata then Bayakbaba. So now there's a lot going on in the event space. So the approach, I feel the approach of events has to change.
Yeah.
We mustn't rely on the audience. We need to create an experience, because now people, they don't buy concerts, they buy concepts.
Okay.
So if you look around locally, if you have a concept, you get funding.
Yeah.
If you have a concert, udogaza lama get takings, ngicabanga ugaza abantu bathenga amatikiti bangawathengi.
Yeah.
Yabo.
And then as vam nalokuthenga lama pre-sale sithenga
Senga
on the day.
And yabo you risky ke le, because already the festival, the event owner is so frustrated already because he has ilos. Ukala nje etelos, So you ngithi now we need to try and look for investors who come on board and say, no, you want to do an event, yes. It's as a corporate, we'll cater for a cost. Yeah. Well, also, no one can sponsor you for having fun. There's no money.
So no one is going to fund your dream, basically.
Yes, because your dream. Yes, because you know what? Because when you don't have a concept, you have a concert.
Yeah.
You send a proposal to company X. You say, "I later ban. What's the benefit of?
Like what's in it for them?
What's exactly? So nowadays you need to look at their corporate social investment.
Yeah.
Understand what okay, how are they investing now? So obviously when someone invests, which means they're expecting something in return. So now on your proposal, you need to have a return on investment. To say a mobile service provider X give us 50,000. In return, my audience will be buying tickets through your platform.
Okay.
One, my audience will be the place will be branded with your branding materials.
That's where
we understand.
Unayos come in.
Exactly.
If you're having an event, Standard Bank, shout
yes.
out. Please sponsor me with X amount, whatever it is that's going to be sold on the venue. We can use your platform to purchase tickets, food, beverages, everything.
Exactly.
Your platform. I get it.
Yeah, there's so much you can do today. You can even set up all the staff members, because companies have end of year parties, So if you apply on time, they will check their budget. That budget, the staff here will event. Yeah. Also knowing the calendar, the financial year.
Yeah.
Because you can't come May, event end of May, and then you want 1 million.
Yeah.
So
financial budget, so you need to include on those.
Yes, so you need to do your research. Okay, before I apply, validity in financial year, your net bank. Okay, no, it's March. So when are they closing? Because they have their plans, they have their own internal marketing team, they have their communication, they have their brand, they have their calendar of events. So you say, no, they don't support us. Yeah, but they can't support us because anytime, because when it's a yearly plan. So you do your plan. Hey, I want to apply MTN. So go there and check when is their closing. Also, what's their focus? I don't think they do music festivals every year. They say, okay, our focus is education. But you can do education through the events. Well, you have your events, but you put their education element, which they are focusing on as a CSI activity for the year. So you must know, do your research. Otherwise, I parked doing events. Now I do commissioned work. I have so much work going on in bees. Bees.
How do you land Crown Gospel Awards though?
Okay. So
because I'm for the commissioned work. So
invest now. I do commissioned work. I have so much work going on in peace.
Yeah.
High peace.
How do you land Crown Gospel Awards though?
Yeah, okay, so...
Yeah, because I'm for the commission work, so say a name drop.
Yeah,
How do you find yourself there?
Okay, no, so what happened, the late founder, Ma'am, she's Mom Bishop,
Yeah.
you know, so she was coming to Eswatini for the youth service, you know. So I knew she was like, remember I said, when I see an opportunity,
You
like,
always
you
look
know,
for it, yeah.
I go for it,
I
you
think
know.
it's the same thing that Jigs was saying. I can't remember what's being in Google, but Jigs said, you've got this habit of hiding in corners and thinking people will find us.
Yes, yes.
You need to put yourself out there. Put your work out there, put yourself out there so that people can actually get to see your work. Because you're going to record that song and play it amongst your friends. And all 10 friends of yours know your lyrics, but not everyone is going to like it. Not everyone is going to put you in different platforms. But I'm sorry, as we digress, go on.
You know, so now I had to organize a youth service in church. You know, I brought symphony, I brought switch to do hip hop, I brought Mdura to do comedy, I brought Smalls, I brought the Ziawa to DJ, you know. So I brought young people who are in the creative space, and we did a choreographed, you know, like a proper running order show in a church, you know, like a proper presentation. So like, Haibo, who did this? They said, no, it's Larry.
Yeah.
After I said, no, come, talk to me. What's up? Like, no, this is what I do. So I said, no, I'm inviting you this year for the Crowns to just watch and see, you know. I was there at the Crowns. I had the opportunity to go backstage, move around. And then after the event, she said, what did you see? You know, just give me an update. So she realized, which, okay, I'm exposed, I understand the industry. Then she tried me, said, okay, now, let's do this, you know. And then when I got there, I had to go for gold. Like, I had to die at work, Baba. Like, I had to sacrifice my time, went extra mile, you know, until I became a right-hand man, you know. So, like, it was her, then myself, and, you know, so it was, the rest of the team, you know. So I learned a lot from her, you know. I, like, you know, she was my superwoman, you know. So I knew she believed in me. She gave me a rare opportunity, you know. So she would say, no, do a proposal. We're meeting SABC tomorrow. You will present. You know, when I look at the guys coming for the meeting, I'm like, CEO, commissioning editor, so and so. You know, when you talk of commissioning editor, those are the people who put you on. If you have a show, they are the ones who plug you. So they are highly regarded, you know, both local and, you know, if you have a good relationship now, commissioning editor in any station, Valence, you are bound to, your show will be plugged, you are born. So I get in, I kill the presentation. She's like, no, nice one. You know, so I need this, no, I'll do it, ma'am. I need this, I'll do it. You know?
Yeah, because that's another thing, Larry. It's being a businessman. You know, while being an artist, you also need to find a way on how you can also be a business. You know, and be multifaceted, be able to adapt in spaces. Just know that I can do hip hop, but should there be a need, I can do maskant.
Exactly.
I'll find a way. I'll find a way on how to do. I always say to people, must have that manzini mentality whereby exactly.
That's how it is.
Then go find someone who can do it.
Exactly.
But the most important thing is you are the one person that's actually reliable. But now we are not as reliable as
and I think one quick example, Kedesi. So with Kedesi, you found his voice as a hip hop artist. You know, from mastering the lyrics. Washinja, what rebrand, became an MC. And when he MCs he writes his scripts, he records. He's got an in-ear, recorded, you know, and from there, he grew up. He started training now as a public speaker.
Yeah.
Now as a development, you know, coach.
Yeah.
Understand? So now, but he started as a hip hop artist. You know, so you need to find your evolve, grow. Yeah. But now, people don't want to grow. You know, they sit when they fail. They look at someone to pinpoint and say, so and so udlala ngami, so and so kube ubani bani, I'll be far, you know.
Yeah.
So until you decide to move on, one thing I've been blessed with is I've never had squabbles and fights with the people I've worked with.
Yeah.
You know, when you decide to part ways, you part ways peacefully.
Yeah.
You know, I wish you to maybe but you decide, no, let's amicable and, you know, not for a PR stunt, you know, but genuinely to say, no, I think you know, because we grow, you know, like we are like trees, we grow apart, you know, as we grow apart. You know, so I've been managing, I'm the operations manager, so which is I'm the CEO for the Crown's Gospel Music Awards for the past 5 years, you know, so it's something I'm happy and excited
about. Are you looking into Eswatini, getting into that space as well? More of that, like maybe your destiny, you know. What studios?
Yes. So what I've done, I've requested from the executive producer, my bosses at the Crowns, to have the locals coming in, and in terms of technical. So last year we had about 4. Who came through to learn the job and be on the ground. And also, the creative director is Chula Dlamini. The voiceover for Date My Family voiceover. So he's the creative director for the Crowns, you know. So he manages the creative part, you know. What plays on TV is directed by Chula. So we have Swazi's
more. But there's space for more, I think.
There's space for more, you know, because more than anything, it's not a matter of them getting to the space at the Crowns, but getting to understand how the business works, getting exposure, then creating their own, you know, because locally now we have awards and the budgets are limited, you know. So due to budgets, you can't have enough personnel because they have to be paid, you know, they have to be paid. It's one culture we need to promote, you know. You would see you work, you get paid, you know, you work, you get paid. So you find that the production, when you compare with the Crowns or with other international awards, it's not the same. We are a bit behind, you know. In terms of skill, yes, but we need to get more, I don't know how to put it, but to get more sponsors coming on board so you can get a budget and say Eswatini TV team and Destiny Technical, we come together and have a good production, you know, and say, who's the director? This is the director, you know. Everything is scripted properly. You know, if I can tell you technically, behind backstage, will be at the Crowns, we have about 20 or 30 people running backstage. But locally here, we have about 3 people running backstage. You have more ushering. We have about 50 people doing ushering. You know, we have a department which deals with sitting. You have on how people will sit. But now we find the same person dealing with sitting is the one who's dealing with ushering. So there's a lot which needs to be done, and our infrastructure. You book a venue, they won't allow you to set up for 2 weeks. They won't. Like, hey, Baba, hey, we have an event here. We have an event on Friday, then we have awards on Saturday. So awards is the production, you know. How do you set up? You need to set up for the whole week. You know, so because with us, the Kia House, they load in on Sunday. Monday morning they start setting up. Wednesday, Thursday, they hand over. So which means they deliver what they'd agreed on, yeah, in terms of the design, the look, the lighting and everything. They move out. Then the production comes in, the performers come in to do rehearsals, yeah. So it's quite an intense program, you know.
Yeah.
So slowly, but we're getting there.
But
yeah.
but I like how the thing is, I don't know, man. It will sound like I'm biased because I've worked with you before, and people don't necessarily put themselves in spaces that they should. There's a comment that I picked, I think, a couple of months ago, and it was about you, and I felt like it was a total mismatch because they probably didn't do a thorough research on who Larry is. I've had the opportunity, and I'm proudly and bold to say, yes, I do know you, but I don't know you as a cousin or a brother. I know Larry as someone that I met via the industry, and it's because of the work that I do, and the paths managed to come. For me, I came in as a comedian, and you changed me into an MC. Backstage, I was there. I remember there's a time where I was running backstage with Emma MTN, the Swammers at that time. As the Nigeria trip again, I had to do a bit of road management, checking a whole lot of other things. I want to believe there's so many doors. There's also a show that I think my first international MC gig was in Pretoria.
Yes, when we did
Post Bank.
the Post Bank road show. Yes.
And then Zandi Kumal as well. I want to believe that there's so many other people that you've managed to put on, but I would like to eliminate something that is more like a dependency syndrome, whereby you give or teach someone how to fish, but now you can't keep coming back to the following day and putting fish on their bucket. So now my question, obviously, I'm not saying clear your name, but what idea would you plant in someone's head that probably doesn't really understand the way that Larry works?
Okay. I don't know, Ben, on exactly how to put it.
Yeah.
But I think when someone gives you an opportunity, you don't have to depend on them 24/7. You know, and also it's seasonal. We work together for a season. You know, we can't be working together for the lifetime. You know, so when we do a project for a season, we part ways, you know. So you need to take something. Like I've been taking so much from people who groomed, because also I've been groomed, you know. I've learned a lot. You know, I've learned a lot. Like I said, from Umem Zanele, the late, I've learned a lot, you know. She groomed me to be where I am. Magema Kakula at Swebe Resources. She gave me an opportunity, you know, for me to, you know, to influence. I was an influencer. I see you guys. I was an influencer. Before influence became a thing. You know, I influence people. That's maybe even today. People call me when they want to get to SPEB, and some people they don't know what's my relationship with SPEB. You know, because I was an influencer, and I'm still an influencer. I'm the number one influencer at SPEB. So I see you guys playing there, playing influencer game. I'm watching.
But with me, it's with Standard Bank Unai. We haven't worked in a long time, but even today, like on Sunday, that's yesterday, I got a call, someone needed help with Unai. So with that one, I'm sorted. I think you taught me well.
So we grow. Like I said, when we grow, people grow apart like trees. We need to accept that, you know. So one mustn't feel with, Larry has dropped me, or Larry has used me, you know. So you need to eliminate the part where you always think someone will use you. Exactly. Yeah. We need to stop playing the victim tendencies, because every time you want to blame someone. When I sit down and think of a project, I think of people to work with, but someone might be used in that process, but it's up to you on how far you want to the positive side of things, because I believe in every situation there is a positive element, because I can tell you on other projects I've done, some haven't been paying me. For like a quick one, when I came to Swaziland, I was earning 5 Mhlanga per day for 5 years. 5 Mhlanga for 5 years. I was able to, the association was able to rent for me one room after 2 years. But before then, I would go and sit, I would go and stay, teacher, Tuli Dlamini, Hereford, stay there for months. Stay there for months. Go to Victoria, Victorian so we see that. So go and stay there with someone from the community, or Mkijimi, or I will stay there, do a program there, Some other man staying at Spokosini, or I'll go to Mhlume, but the
so you
vision,
did the groundwork.
I did the groundwork, I trained almost, I trained and created quite a number of groups. People know of Pele Pele because it was popular, but there were other groups in Victoria, in Zevane. So anyway, in Swaziland, you can take me anywhere. I can go and stay anywhere. So I angiyeke kamzala esandleni, esandleni. There's family, there's family there, So that was my life for 5 years as a volunteer through the Association of Theatre for Children and Young People. So my role was to train young people on theatre for children and young people. So it's different from, it's deep. It's not just doing sketch and what. It's strictly academic, and it has got a pedagogy which you follow when you perform. When I say theatre for children and young people, it's theatre by children for children, theatre for adults by adults. So it's a different ball game altogether. So that's what I was doing for the past 5 years. Still, I started my own company. After my contract expired, I couldn't go home. Things went south there. I'm like, no, I'm not going. I found a new home.
Well, we all know that once the movement leaves home, they always find a home away from home.
Exactly.
So they never go back home.
Yeah.
But with all that said, thank you so much for joining us again, Larry Mhlanga. It was an absolute pleasure to be with you, sitting right next to you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just about it. Larry's on their commissioned work. You are going to see our brothers and sisters on the UK tour. Do a shout out to you, my bro. I hope you do well. Once again, thank you so much to Evo Studio. If you feel like there's something that you also want to do, in as far as podcasting is concerned, please make sure we go to Eswatini nabo. The details will be on the description below. Otherwise, from me, your boy from the 2545 Manzini Bremerstop, the city that never sleeps. A whole lot of people call it hell, but that is where we dwell. It's been a great one. Goodbye.